Greetings and welcome to a Friday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is January 9th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I am doing fantastic. I gotta say, I have had life breathed into me. Literally, maybe my favorite thing that's ever happened on the PGA Tour happened this week with Vijay Singh. 62-year-old Vijay Singh taking his
ever to happen. Your favorite thing to ever happen on the PGA Tour?
Yeah. This is just like, I love when you have just an idiotic rule, like an idiotic exemption, and somebody completely jams you for it. 62-year-old Vijay Singh takes his career money exemption, an exemption that shouldn't exist. He takes it, and he's going to play on the PGA Tour this year. This is heartwarming stuff.
I saw it come across my desk, to use a term that you frequently use, last night. Yesterday afternoon, I was like, my reaction was, this is awesome. I thought it was so great. I hope he plays like whatever events he can. I guess he can't play SIG yet. Well, maybe he'll play his way in with a win next week at Sony. I thought it was awesome. I hope he plays 20 events or however many he can. That said, it's completely preposterous. It's hypocritical of me to, promote, say this is awesome, say this is great. I'm a fraud. It can't be bad for Ryan Palmer, the tugboat, and good that VJ's doing it. It's like saying, it's bad. The bowl ice cream's bad, or the pint of Malort that I'll have, in a few weeks, February 12th, live show. I'm kidding. It's bad, but it's awesome. You think I want to do bad thing. I want to enjoy this Vijay Singh wailing away with the young guns again. Now, he is of a different prominence, certainly for people of our age, late 30s, early 40s. Just that he has an aura, as the kids would say. So it's different than Ryan Palmer or Brandt Snedeker or J.J. Henry or whoever, Zach Johnson. But it's still not okay. It's not good to eat a giant bowl of ice cream, but you love it.
Brendan, he's going to be 63 in February. I mean, this is ridiculous.
We run the cutthroat corner. I understand we shouldn't praise this, but I'm excited.
The tour needs to abolish all of these exemptions tomorrow. This is a mockery on the system. I would love somebody to go through and do some bookkeeping of who also could accept some exemptions such as this one. And I want them all to do it just to show how silly and preposterous this whole thing is. I mean, the best part is they just had this emphatic, we're down to 100 cards, 101's out. And here comes Vijay, like the Kool-Aid man, busting through the wall, saying, I'm here, I'm ready to go. Give me my full status card for 2026 at age 62. A semi-competitive Champions Tour player busting through the wall and saying, I'm ready to go play on the big tour again.
Do you quibble, PJ, with the notion of semi-competitive Champions Tour? Where is he not or fully?
No, I would not quibble. I think that's an accurate assessment. Okay. I think that's an accurate assessment.
It's how many more guys on the Champions Tour have an exemption like this that they could use?
It's a great question.
Thing. Vijay was just laying in the brush like a jungle cat, ready to pounce on his friend. He had this in his pocket. Maybe he was going to wait till he's 72. He had it, and he was just ready to just pounce out of the brush and just use it. He was going to. Make no mistake, everything we know about Vijay, he was going to use this. And then we just get the Doug Ferguson, I think, had it first. Boom, here it is. I have this card. Throws it down on the table. I'll use another metaphor, it's fabulous.
He's the perfect guy who's got, history with the tour on various things, who's looking to just really shove it to the tour, and here he does it. He does it. The start of the new era of the PGA Tour, scarcity, the best players in the world, ultimate meritocracy. Well, nope, not a meritocracy. 62, soon to be 63-year-old Vijay Singh, full playing status on the PGA Tour because of something he did 2 decades ago.
He finished in 23rd in the Schwab Cup standings. No wins last year. So yeah, I would say 23rd is semi-competitive.
I read some numbers. I didn't want to go too deep. As this podcast exists to run the numbers on people like J. Don Blake in 2024 and Russ Cochran in 2023. And he's just not in that territory. I don't want to suggest
no, he's not like, anywhere near J. Don. This is an all-time golfer. Generational star
for
golfer.
Sure. But even in terms of like recent, there's a few crumbs there. Whereas like Russ Cochran, like literally hadn't done anything since like 1992.
Brendan, before you get into this, I vividly remember about 10 years ago him compiling, maybe if my memory serves me right, 10 years ago, I have not researched this, he compiled like a T8 at the Honda.
T6 at the Honda 2019. Not
2019.
Even 10 years ago.
I remember.
No, solo 6, I think it was. I was like, oh, well, because my metric is like FedEx Cup points. He's got hundreds of FedEx Cup. I mean, you got that 6. Might as well. He made a cut and made FedEx Cup points last year. Went 1-for-1 last year. Masters. Made the cut at the Masters. Not everybody.
Denied media 4 days in a row.
Which is like, not just denying media. That's denying the Green Jackets, who like literally no one denied. Like everybody, you could have just shot 86 and you're a hothead and they're like, you need to speak to the press, and they'd still. VJ marches to the beat of his own drum. It doesn't even matter.
VJ's denied media at Augusta for 10 plus years.
I mean, Dustin Johnson didn't make a cut at the Masters. Keegan Bradley didn't make the cut at the Masters. Tony Finau, Brooks Koepka, Adam Scott did. VJ did. He did at the Masters. So, I don't know. That means you should have full status. I almost wanted to go and check, like, who is 101? Who is 126? Who is 150? Like, no, none of it matters, right? Because all these guys are kind of half in, half out. I know there's like, Rob Bolton does his power rankings of full status, and it goes to like 200. It goes to 250. You don't know who's he technically taking a spot from. There's never a clean line of relegation and promotion. I know Chris Kirk was on a bubble. There's just he's not taking his spot because he's up around the 100th spot. But it's just, if you were a guy, and it'll go by a field-by-field basis, it'll be like, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson. Oh, that means, some KFT rookie out. So it's hard to say like he robbed a spot for the season, obviously, from a guy. But
he's not taking any spots. He's not. This is the sponsor. He's not taking any spots.
So he's starting at Sony.
The classic defender of any argument about meritocracy in golf is he's not taking spots.
I mean, you are taking a spot. There's literally like unlimited amount of professional golfers out there that could take the spot. Like that could be next man up. So he made the cut at the Masters last year. He made the cut at Memorial in 2020. I realize that's 5 years ago. Why he was playing the Memorial in the middle of the pandemic and he's clearly in his mid-50s, beyond me. I don't remember the circumstances of that one. July 2020 Memorial. He finished 6th at the Honda in 2019. And he made 5 of 10 cuts on the PGA Tour in 2017. I realize that was not yesterday. That was, 8 years ago now. But he's posted a little bit within the last 6-7 years and made some cuts. It's not one of these things like he hasn't have a single FedEx Cup point to his name since 2015, which is often the case with these guys. Now,
do you think he was playing the Memorial on some past champion stats because he won the Memorial in 1997?
Had to be. Had to be.
I think there's actually a subplot here.
What's that?
Do you think that that Vijay paid 40 pits a visit, and he's just buoyed by the
New
confidence that maybe a ball fitting gave him.
ball. Is he a Titleist guy?
I don't know what he is.
He's probably like Tour Edge at this point. One of those Champions Tour brands.
One of the best things about the Champs Tour is how many Tour Edge sponsored players there are, and how none of them exist on the. They don't sponsor anybody on the PGA Tour.
No, it'll be like Scott McCarron, and then it's Bo Jackson. Those commercials, it's just a mishmash of people that are playing Tour Edge all of a sudden. Vijay Singh. So he's done some stuff. Brandl's very worked up. Brandl tweeted about this. Really,
he did.
angry.
What did he say?
He goes, "This is what happens when you give too much power to the players." So he's looking to be a fascist, I guess, on this one. If the PGA Tour is going to claim to be a sport based upon meritocracy, you can't allow players to monetize their performances of a decade or decades ago through current exemptions. Sport must always answer the question, why are you here rather than someone else? It should also ask her who's better. I think sport, who's better. And the answer can never be because I was great 10 or 20 years ago. I don't know. Phil Rivers, that's why he got a spot. Let's just be honest. I would say he acquitted himself fine. So yeah, I generally think it's cool and great and hilarious, but recognize the full-blown hypocrisy and probably doesn't make some guys who are going to lose starts happy.
I have to say to Brandl, welcome to the resistance. Welcome aboard. We've been on this beat for 7 years, maybe longer now. Welcome aboard. It might be a straw man argument, but maybe together we could steel man it.
Together we can become steel. We'll get the field tomorrow as of this recording, Sony. There's going to be some first alternate, and there's just going to be Vijay waving through the window like Kevin McAllister at the guy who can't get in the field because 62-year-old Vijay's there. That does it for Vijay Corner. I didn't know we were going to lead off with that, but it was some of the great news of the day on Wednesday, I guess it was.
I'm not going to lie. The best thing, if this Bears-Packers game goes the wrong way for me, at least I'll have Vijay next week. And that will bring me great joy. I hope he plays everything. I hope he tries to play like 22 events, 25 events.
I think he will. I think he's got like adequate speed. He's sitting around there hitting the giant monster truck tires with the speed stick and doing the whole deal.
You got to go find his workout video from a few years ago that the Champs Tour posted and reheat that from the Shotgun Start account.
I'm on it. I was going to say, what does this mean for the golf cart sponsorships on the PGA Tour? Because he's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, BP, you saw it live and in person.
I saw it right up. It was jarring. It was like one of those things you just laugh about on the pod or watch on TV. And then I was at Congressional for the PGA, senior PGA. He just ambles off the tee and gets in a cart and trying to get these ladies out of the way as they're trying to take his picture. You don't get that at the Sony.
I bet he celebrates National Cart Day.
I think we're going to celebrate National Cart Day in a big way this year.
When is it?
It was like the Thursday of the U.S. Open.
Come on. It doesn't matter. It's not the same. It could be tomorrow if they say it is. Like it's not a set day. Get the hell out of here.
Who do you think we should celebrate it with? Yamaha, Club Car?
Oh, here we go. It is a real day. June 13th. Mark it down. Mark down your calendar.
2026?
Easy Go is the other one, right?
Yes.
Who else makes carts?
Well, it's officially sponsored by EasyGo. So.
Oh, that's bullshit. There shouldn't be sponsorships to national days. It's National Cart Day.
It's National
I can
Ice Cream Day.
No matter what manufacturer golf cart I prefer.
It's my favorite. That was my favorite thing of the PGA shows. Like walking around that section of the carts. Like, what the hell? It's all like sitting on 22s and all these lights and shit. Crazy.
I think we should send the boys down to the PGA show.
I thought about it.
That might be the ultimate lunch with the boys.
Oh, it could be a bonanza. It could be a bonanza.
God, we could get like 20 lunch with the boys out of that.
We could do some damage
We're
down there. I think.
brainstorming here on the fly, but you would talk to all these people who are just, true believers, and the boys are just kind of letting them preach, and kind of tongue in cheek. Maybe asking a question. Maybe we do that. Maybe we send them to the Orange County.
They have to do the 20-minute Trail of Tears from the parking lot to the PGA show. It's a rite of passage for everybody where the parking is. It's like a 25-30-minute walk.
You get your steps for the day just from the parking lot to the convention center.
I just remember as a young entrepreneur dreaming of the day that I could afford to stay in one of the hotels that's just right next door to the PGA show, and now I dream of never returning to the PGA show.
I think you realized your dream as an entrepreneur of not technically having to go ever again. I don't think so. I think that's better than needing to stay in the hotel next door. All right, I'm eager to see that Sony field. I don't know that it will be beefed up in any real way with no Kapalua going on. I hope all the rookies get their spot. Amex getting a little bit of a windfall. We've got Scotty commits. Scotty will make his debut there.
Oh man,
Adam Scott, Matt Fitz.
He's trying to do the Craig Ranch slam of winning. Just blowing away a field on a putting contest.
I mean, would not surprise. What's he going to be, like a 3-1 there, PJ, the Amex, Scotty?
I would assume so. He's 3-1 in every standard PGA Tour event.
We'll see what the Sony field looks like. I'm sad we're missing Kapalua. Further reporting, Golf Digest, Joel Beal had something like, "Is this the last time we are going to Hawaii?" It seems like that is I don't know, crystallizing in a way that feels more likely than not. We'll see. Excited to have an actual tournament next week, though. Other news from the week: Derek Sprague is out at the PGA of America. I don't know if Don Rea is coalescing power.
What's my personal opinion on it? There is no personal opinion. I'm the president of the PGA of America, right? I've got 31,000 members that are listening to my every word, and I'm proud to represent them.
It's a rare find. We don't usually play the log one.
Consolidating the power.
I thought it was the moment for the log one.
So it would be amazing if Rhea suddenly became CEO plus president. Like, we need a little more. We need to speak with one voice. Did he enact his own regime change? That was the joke I was making. Another Don, exactly. Enacting his regime change. Feel bad for Sprague. Feels like a family issue. Wants to take care of his mom. Hear both sides that's cover. That they wanted him out, but it might also be real. It might be legitimate. Who knows? But certainly a family issue. Hope everything's okay. On balance, probably good for the PGA of America. He is a club pro. He was a fine president, in that he didn't make waves and just sort of stood there and kind of shook hands and smiled. Didn't, do any sort of karaoke or things like that. But he wasn't. The PGA of America had an unserious year. And they need a serious
year.
I'm not saying it has to be Pete Favacqua or Seth Waugh, but it should be attempt to be an executive of some sort, I hope. Now, you have similar regimes and similar leadership in Don Ray and others who were like, we're done bringing in these outsider businessmen. We're making one of our own, the CEO. So maybe they go back down that road again, but it feels like an opportunity after a relatively unserious year for the PGA to put someone in charge with real heft. I imagine Craig Kessler, who left after Quail Hollow to LPGA, is like, whoops. I wish I could have stayed on and had that job. Not to suggest his job now is bad or a step, but he probably would have been a prime candidate for it. And I think that would be a better job than what he has now. Who knows?
Big job ahead for whoever takes this job.
Yeah.
Lots of issues over there.
Yeah.
And I think Shackelford. I read Shackelford's newsletter about this yesterday. He made a great point about how it's just a tough situation in terms of PGA pros and where it's at right now across the country, where the job has become kind of the third most important job at everybody's club, and that should be the prime focus of this next leader. Should be, how do we, elevate PGA Pro to, right now, where if I was running a club, where I'd invest my money is with a really talented superintendent, then a GM, or a GM that could really help a superintendent, particularly a young superintendent, would be how I would think about, because the golf course is your number one asset. And what's happened naturally is that the head pro has fallen to the kind of the third most important position at a club in terms of leadership. And really, the PGA of America needs to better prepare pros so that they can maybe elevate into, the top position at a club. And I don't know how you do that without extensive overhaul of the program.
I would agree. It's a very tricky, maybe antiquated way of doing things at this point. And this trade association suddenly hosting the Ryder Cup and hosting a major championship. It's obviously, it's a very mixed up thing. And you've got executives making $700,000-$800,000 a year, and pros that don't have a pot to piss in. And I think a good club has a really strong head pro, right? I think that, I don't want to say is feared, but there's a lot of idiots with strong opinions and that are important in their line of business or line of work or wherever it is at clubs. And there's kind of been this tipping of balance at a lot of these places, right? Where you have these, collections of people who maybe lead clubs in the wrong direction. And I think having a strong pro and strong superintendent, working in concert is going to benefit your club than letting the inmates run things or have too much power. But what other news do we have? Chevron officially to Memorial Park, out of that Carlton Woods, out of the woods, and into Memorial Park. So that's nice.
I saw the big questions was going to make of the pond situation. There's no pond on the 18th at Memorial Park. Should they install one for this major championship? Let me tell you something. The tradition of jumping in the pond should have been removed from this tournament the second they moved it away from Palm Springs and out of the bathtub that was Palm Springs. That should have died with it when you killed the event and the history of the event. You don't get to pick and choose what parts of tradition and history you bring over when you completely bastardize an event.
Counter, maybe they just put an above ground pool off to the side and everybody climbs up the ladder. They put a platform in. A good old Texas above ground pool.
This could be a great sponsor activation for Buzzball, who makes the above ground pools. This could be, you could sell this.
Wait, Buzzball makes above ground pools?
Yes, they do. In the shape of a buzzball.
Well, there you go. Sell it. We've got the hot streak function on the PGA Tour leaderboard, can be sold to Chipotle. You could sell the jump in the body of water.
The official burrito of the PGA Tour champions.
That's right. All right. While we're on brand minute, we've got Nico. Nico is the Salt King, the Salt Monster, the Salt Dog. Morton Salt is sponsoring Nico at Chevron. Look at you. Salt Bay? Is that the fellow's individual, that name? I cannot believe it. Why is Morton Salt getting into golf and getting into sponsoring mid-tier golfers? What an incredible development that is. Look at you, PJ's giddy.
That's Nico's celebration has to be this.
When he makes a big putt.
It has to be.
Just a pinch of salt on everything.
You gotta do it. God, if he wins, could you imagine? It's gonna be great.
So stupid. So stupid.
This is a once great Chicago company sponsoring Nico Minute. I mean, how long till they sponsor Nico Minute on the pod?
I'd welcome the Salt Kings, the Salt Gods, to sponsor Morton's. Everybody needs Morton's. Is there any other kind of
new
salt?
hip concert venue, the Salt Shed, is the former Morton Salt manufacturing area or facility.
Is there a big Morton's like sign? Is that on the?
Yeah.
No, yeah, right. Am I thinking of that in Chicago?
Morton Salt, yeah. I mean, it started in Chicago.
Do we have to make a pilgrimage to the Morton sign in a couple weeks now?
Oh,
Do we have to pay our respects?
let's
I was thinking of the Domino Sugar sign in Baltimore. Ghirardelli, does that still exist in San Francisco? The Ghirardelli sign. Morton Salt. Yeah.
All right, here's what we got the week of our show. We've got Crying at the Shed, that festival.
What does that mean?
Crying at the Shed Festival. I don't know who's in that.
Sad Boys?
That sounds like PJ
Standing
music.
around? Jesus. All right. I can't believe he's the Salt King. There we go. What a grand that tickled. Warmed my heart. Chipotle owns the hot streak. Love that. 4 aces are to Under Armour. Under Armour is just, God, it's like not a good situation, it feels like, but they do have the 4 aces now, the Illinois boys that Andy.
I hate to see my Belgian Illinois boys with so much suave and suave aura.
Yeah.
Just him and Hod into boyish Under Armour clothing. They're
going to be looking like they should be playing basketball in some 13-year-old suburban cul-de-sac in their Under Armour gear.
It looks like Crying at the Shed Festival is sad movies, not music.
It's too bad we can't catch
worse.
a show at the Shed.
Like, what does that mean? Like Homeward Bound or something?
It's like Lady and the Tramp and Licorice Pizza and Her, Lost in Translation.
Bambi.
Let's see what's going on there at P-Cup Week.
There you go.
You know? Let's think ahead. We're making multiple visits to the best city in the world this year.
Yeah, we should note right now, we have a live show in Chicago on February 12th. Come on out, friends, family. Come on out. Come one, come all. It is at a place called Space, SPACE. It is February 12th, 8 o'clock. Is that right, PJ? Do you have the time right? Tickets will go on.
Late tip
tickets.
For us.
Well, they're going to be playing at Pebble. They're going to be playing at Pebble that week. We'll have our first signature event round to digest. I'm going to do some Q&A with the audience, kind of hang out. Maybe we'll do whatever is asked. We'll be there for a while. February 12th, 8 p.m. Very excited. Space is a great location there on the north side, North Shore, whatever your terminology is over there. And we're very excited. February 12th, PJ, Andy, myself, maybe a few others, who knows? But we're excited to come to Chicago.
Hey, do there are fees. The fees. Do you feel like we got jammed by the fees, or did we jam ourselves? This is a classic. Did we get jammed, or did we jam ourselves? There are fees. We thought we set a ticket price, and all of a sudden there's these fees.
I can't believe we're talking about this right now.
Well, I figured I'd bring it up.
I don't know what direction. All I know is it's just jammed. There's rubble, and the bomb went off, and I don't know who dropped it, but it's jamming all around.
Everybody
just
loves
jamming.
a good fee.
I love our audience. I love our good people of Chicago. I might suggest you're insane if you pay these fees. I'm kidding. That's the hard sell. I'm kidding. But it's going to be an awesome show. We're excited. We're excited to get everybody out there. I predict it'll be a full venue. I'm going
to let you say it in the McGinley voice, but I think the fees caught us on our back foot.
They got us. All right, February 12th. Come on out. Maybe you can't afford dinner the next night, but come on out. I'm kidding. We're very excited.
The pick to click is you go to Union, the restaurant right next to it before.
Okay. Love it. Love that.
It's a local suggestion.
Okay. Great. Love that. All right. February 12th. Continuing on, little live corner here, live golf promotions event. I'm kind of excited about this. Diamond Creek, whatever it is in Florida.
In La Conta. Played golf there years ago.
I went through the field like line by line. It's just amazing how they're designating these guys. It's like won a Challenge Tour event 7 years ago. 5-time winner on the DP. Like that makes sense. Corn Ferry Tour grad. There's a bunch. They're listed as former top 30 amateur in the world. Like, what is that threshold? Like, what does that mean? It's just a mishmash of players. Elsewhere in Live Corner, we have Crushers continuity. In this era of portaling and trading and hot stoving and coach uncertainty, the Crushers remain. Bryson gave just an inspiring statement about how happy he is to have DeBon and Paul Casey back on his side. They're going 4 for 4. Bryson officially back. Crushers continuity. Another team that doesn't have continuity because they got a big new rebrand is the Majesticks.
Yeah, this is big news.
I'm
not a Majesticks fan anymore. I'm a Aces guy.
You are, because of the Illinois connection there. That would make sense. I got a press release came across my desk. I thought it would behoove us to dig in on the Majesticks rebrand. Majesticks Golf Club announced new rebrand, embracing the team's heritage. It's 3 years old. I don't know what heritage, and cementing their foundations with a new look lineup. Hand up, Mr. Positivity. I think it looks great. I love it. I wish they would have just done this from the start instead of that goofy, powder blue thing they had going on with the stars and all the other stuff. Looks fine, Mr. Positivity. Now, did they take themselves serious with the rebrand? Oh, they did. Majesticks Golf Club today announces a bold new brand identity that marks a defining new chapter for the team, rooted in heritage, equity, and resilience. So instead of DEI, we have HER, heritage, equity, and resilience. The rebrand introduces a classic blue, red, and white color with a U, color, palette, and coincides with a landmark moment for the team. Why is this a landmark moment? I don't know. It's an all-United Kingdom lineup for the upcoming season with Westy, Poulter, Cantor, and Horsfield. So jingoistic, I guess. We got those Swedes out of there. We deported them. We got rid of all these people. So this is the landmark moment. We're all UK now. Inspired by the rich sporting and cultural history of the United Kingdom, the refreshed identity reflects timeless values of pride, unity, bravery, and ambition. What? Why bravery? What is this? It's just, why does this mean we're all brave?
Well, I would say Laurie Cantor has been pretty brave in crossing back and forth between every Rubicon. I mean, that takes stones.
He burns bridges and then walks right back.
I can't wait for 5 years from now when Laurie Cantor earns his PGA Tour status once again.
I mean, it's some color changes and a new logo. Pride, unity, bravery, and ambition.
This just made me think, Cantor made me think of Paul Waring. What's he doing this year? Is he on a major medical?
I just hope he's healthy and happy. That's all I care about. Paul Waring. Every element of the rebrand has been carefully crafted to honor tradition while signaling clear forward momentum for the Majesticks, one of the franchises at the forefront of the league since its creation. I don't know what front, not the standings. They haven't been at the forefront of the standings. They've been one of the worst teams in the 4-year history. They're not at the forefront of anything. So then you got quotes from Westy, represents who we are and what we stand for. It's just a lot. That's all I needed to get to. Bravery. Beyond aesthetics, long-term vision, it signals, to build a distinctive, authentic identity that connects deeply with fans while competing at the highest level. They have James Dunkley, their team principal, talking about it. Anyways, just very serious language about a rebrand, which I think, quite honestly, looks fine. Looks good. All right, that's all I got. Oh, one other thing. Jones Cup intel that I loved from Brentley. So, Harrington, what's the kid from Tennessee? Harrington, I forget his first name.
Oh, Jackson?
Jackson Harrington or Jack Harrington. He's known as Fridge.
It's Jackson.
Fridge Harrington. So apparently he's a big boy. Apparently his caddy is like twice his size. Bigger boy. And they call
Kind
him
of
the
like
freezer.
the tank and Dwayne Bach.
That's true. So they call his caddy is known as the freezer. So you got the fridge and the freezer. Two big boys. I kind of love that. I love that. That's my Jones Cup minute. As Lamagna, I've seen him on a couple of social clips. Thirst bucket, just kind of wandering around the back of various social clips.
Sneaky thirst bucket.
That does it for Whip Around Friday. We got some golf advice, over-unders we'll get to. But first, let's do a read for our friends from Goodwalk Coffee. It's fueling the team here at Shotgun Start. Literally, I had my Goodwalk this morning, got a fresh delivery yesterday. I use the Shotgun Start blend, medium to dark roast. You can get our special blends delivered right to your door every 2 weeks, monthly, every week. If you're just big-time coffee boy, it seems like a lot. You don't have to think about going to Starbucks, getting ripped off. I got a good golf advice question about the culture of like the app orders versus in-person orders, and just like sort of the log jam that's created. Good golf advice email coming on that. So you don't have to think about or bother with all that. You go to goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun. Use the code SGS at checkout to get 20% off your entire order. And if you subscribe, which we'd highly recommend, you get 10% off all future shipments. So 30% off that one time you use the code SGS. Just an easy way to avoid the quite honestly, going to a Starbucks or anywhere these days is sort of a hell show. It's just always backed up and jammed. It's just a mix. So go to goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun. All right, should we get to some over-unders?
Honestly, I say this, no bullshit. Brendan line, no bullshit.
Yeah.
Since we've had the Goodwalk Coffee partnership, I have bought coffee in my town like twice.
Yeah, that's good. That's discipline.
It's incredible.
I like it.
Because I just always have it, and it's just, I've become completely at peace knowing I'm not leaving anything on the table by not getting coffee. I've bought coffee for coffee meetings, or if I'm at a store or running around errands, like that stuff. But in the morning, I've bought coffee like twice.
That's amazing. That's discipline. I can't.
And that's
claim
in like
that.
3 years.
I can't.
Or however
claim that.
long we've been doing this.
I've ended up at Starbucks a few times, and my kids always want a drink, or it's like $30. It's crazy. You forget like 2 or 3 coffees.
It's insane.
And like 2 items. It's like crazy.
It's insane how much anything costs right now, including those fees for the live show.
I just want to add with the live show, it'll be a great show, great venue, and trust us, we're not, putting in a gold-plated bathroom with we're not making out on the deal. We're making it work for all parties involved, except maybe your mortgage if you come. All right, let's go to over-unders.
That's on sale on Friday.
11 o'clock Eastern. It'll be a full house. It's going to sell out. I do believe that. All right, let's go to golf advice. Or I'm sorry, over-unders. I'm flustered here. I think I probably have a few other people flustered on our team. I apologize. Let's go to over-unders for 2026. Andy, do you have any to fire off? We might as well start with Vijay Singh. We've talked about Vijay. I had made cuts 0.5.
Come on.
Oh, wow. I had 2.5.
I'm hammering the over. I had Vijay starts 12.5 on the PGA Tour.
Does he make the cut at the Masters? That counts, right? For this purpose,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So we'll use your line, PJ. You have 12.5 starts. I'm going over.
Over on that, for sure.
Hammering that.
I mean, listen, I think you guys are undervaluing the potential for injury here.
That is
he has
probably
to walk
true.
4 rounds, 6 rounds a week with practice rounds.
Yeah. So, PJ, do you guess he's just abandoning the Champions Tour besides majors?
I would assume so.
Okay. So I'm going over 12.5.
I will also take over 12.5.
Andy? You have over under 12.
I'm going to go under. I think the injury bug. I think he might just cower and eventually go back to the Champs Tour.
You don't think he can find some sprays, anything to stay healthy, recuperate?
Maybe.
All
There's
right.
a lot of new stuff on the market since the last time he explored that.
Come a long way.
He should go the Christian McCaffrey route and go to Germany.
Go to Germany. Yeah.
LeBron route. Do you think any golfers are doing that?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you gotta. I mean, you can't be like on the minor league tour trying to scrap it together, but yeah, probably some older guys. I just can't believe, Vijay's going to make more starts this year than Tiger Woods. That's where we're at, and Tiger's Champs Tour eligible. All right.
Do you think he's doing this to run from Tiger? Doesn't want that smoke anymore.
That is, he might be running from Zach. Really, at the end of the day.
Zach could be a menace up there.
I have, we can get to that. I have a Zach Champions Tour over under here.
That's perfect. That's what we needed.
You have him making more than 2.5 cuts?
I had 2.5 as the line for cuts.
What is that, real quick, around the horn, Andy?
I'll go over.
Oh my
We go under on 12.5 starts,
What?
over on 2.5 cuts.
So he's going to make like pushing 50% of his cuts? He's 10 starts,
10 starts,
4,
he's going to make 3 cuts.
Oh my God. I'm going under on that. Under on 2.5.
I'm taking the over because I
can't believe
want it to
you're
be
going
over.
over 12.5 and under 2.5.
Yeah, that's just a hedge against yourself.
Well, I think he's just going to show up and go like 0 for 15.
No, you completely disrespecting VJ.
I guess the Colonial play. Well, that's an invitational. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
He might have passed champ status at Colonial. Let me check on that.
With Olin Brown and David Frost. Okay. What's our next one?
Relatedly, on Colonial, we
Yeah.
shifted the line due to recent discoveries. Age of oldest player to make a PGA Tour start is now 66.5 based on last year.
That's insane.
VJ,
Go
hold
ahead.
on. VJ, I'll be right back to this over under. VJ has not won the Colonial, but a big moment in his career did happen surrounding the then Bank of America Colonial. Do you know what that was?
He ripped into Annika getting the start. Wasn't that
Yes,
him?
the 2003
Yeah.
Colonial is where Annika got her start, and VJ was misquoted as having to say
Sure.
that Sorsdam didn't belong on the men's tour and that he would not play if he were paired with her.
So I don't know if he's getting invited to Colonial.
What he actually said is he would not be paired with her because his playing partner was being selected from past champions pool. Maybe he did win the Colonial.
Yeah. Well, we got to resurface the VJ spotlight we did. That was a fun episode
could
about
do that.
coming up in Fiji and just the miracle of his
it's
whole life.
Incredible. It was a 2-parter, I think.
It might have been. Yeah, we'll resurface that while we're on subject of VJ. Okay.
That was
so
in the depths of COVID, that one. I remember that one
just
breathing life into me for like a week.
reading like John Garrity. I think he was the VJ whisperer. I think it was
Yeah.
Garrity was the guy.
He
who
went to
had-
Fiji.
Yeah. That was good. Listen to that spotlight. Read that. 66.5 for a PGA Tour start. That's insane.
Well, that is the age of Olin Brown and Corey Pavin and David Frost. So
I feel like that's going too high.
they literally did it.
I'll go under.
So they will not be back, is what you're
I
saying.
think the oldest player is going to be like 64.
Andy?
I'm going
know-
over. VJ has a chance to inspire a
I
whole
like this.
generation
I
of
like this
golfers.
narrative.
They just happen to be old golfers.
I'm taking the over, too. I'm so locked in on the over
To
here.
be clear, like the Masters doesn't count, right?
No.
For like if
No.
Bernhard
No.
decides he now wants to play. Okay. All right. Okay.
Who won the senior players last year? How old are they? Because they're in the players.
Miguel Angel is not playing the players. Has
he's
already
not?
announced he will not be playing the players.
Really?
Yes.
Why? It's not 3
He's
months
too
away.
old. Too old. No, he announced it last year after he won. He was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
I have
that's
no interest in
hilarious.
playing the players."
That's so good. That's so good. Okay, give us another over/under. PJ, you want to lead us? You wanna go?
Yeah. Brooks Koepka, PGA Tour start 0.5.
I'll go under. Majors obviously not included.
Majors do not count.
I'll go under.
The only way he couldn't play like the Zurich as somebody's partner.
I think you got to have like good standing technically.
All right, I'll go under.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe in the fall, but not this season.
I got one for you guys.
Go, please.
Spieth, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson, Jason Day, Adam Scott wins 0.5.
All right. Say the list again. Spieth, Adam Scott, Jason Day, Dustin Johnson.
Justin
Anybody
Thomas, Ricky Fowler. I think that's all of them. Earned wins 0.5.
So a live win would count here.
Yes.
I'm going over just on the number of people that are playing. I'm going to go over. Like Day, maybe JT towards the back half of the year. I'm going over. Just a lot of people. I assume none of them won last year and maybe the year before.
JT won last year.
That's
once.
true.
That's it.
Right.
He would be the only one, I believe.
Yep.
I'll go over. I think if I had to pick one gun to my head of that group, I'm taking Ricky, oddly enough.
I thought about it. God, I was looking up Shinnecock stuff from 2018. You know, Ricky shot 84 on the weekend and finished 20th. Kind of insane. 84 and still finished top 20 on the weekend. God, Ricky's got some real skill. If he just product of a in-between era. Got jammed.
I'm going to go under.
Bagel Boys.
No faith.
Call them the Bagel Boys. Is that half a dozen Bagel Boys? Is that what it was?
Yep.
All right. Major championship round. Low major championship round. I know we're supposed to do 0.5 here. I'm just going to not do that. 62. Low major championship round. That's current record. Brandon Grace, Birkdale, others.
Why don't you do 62.5 or 61.5?
I like 62.
So we're going to have pushes? If
we're going to have a push.
62?
You guys can just say push. Do you think he'll break 62?
Why would I say push?
Why wouldn't you say push?
I'm not going to say. I'm going to say over.
Okay.
I will take the under.
Oh, Aronimink is a good one for.
Yeah, I think Aronimink could be a disaster.
I did a lot of research on the BMW there. This will be softer, wetter. Bunkers
No. That one, the last one when Keegan won was
wet.
It was
monsoonish.
It rained like 10 inches that week.
I just meant time of year. Sorry, I didn't mean that specific. It's just it's May in Philly. I didn't mean versus 2018. It should be soft and wet. I think that could be a potential low one in Birkdale if there's no wind. So I'm going to go under. I'm going to say there's a new major championship scoring record or round record. So there were a few 61s, at least one 61, maybe a 60 in 2018. All right, who's got another one? Spieth sponsor exemptions 1.5.
Oh my God, over.
I think that's an easy over.
Pebble, I'm told, is technically not a sponsor exemption.
Yes,
because
they have to fill the field.
His status to get to 80 or whatever guys. So that doesn't count. Will he get another? Let's call it Genesis, call it Bay Hill, Travelers, or does he play his way into Aon, this, that, and the other? It's pure sponsors exemption 1.5. You guys are going over?
Yes.
Okay.
Over.
What are you
What
taking?
about you?
I think I'm gonna take under. I think he's gonna play his way into everything. Go ahead.
I got one for you. This is a prop. It's not a over under. Sorry.
All right, you're fine.
Highest OWGR at year's end in 2026.
Highest as in lowest number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Highest ranked. Penji, Brennan, Kiefer or Clanton?
I'm very bullish on Penji. I might be a Penji head. Kiefer Clanton. I think it's between Brennan and Penji is where we're at. Man, they're all good. They're all good. I will go Penji. PJ?
I'll take Michael Brennan.
I'm going to go Clanton.
Okay.
Okay.
Look great in the Golf Channel games. We know that that's a good sign. Carries over.
I'm basing it off of that.
I
What
know
have you
you
done
are.
for me lately? And nobody else has done more than what Clanton did at the Golf Channel games.
Look good. We never know. I had wins by DP World Tour grads. I know that's a demeaning term. DP World Tour grads. That would be Penji, 0.5. Penji, Christopher Raitan, Sadier, Norin, Perry, Houghton, Kaita Nakajima, RNP, Jordan Smith, and Dan Brown are your top 10 wins.
Angels
We get a
and
win.
demons.
We had a regression, big time regression year last
Yes,
year with
they were all
Thirsty
bad
Boy and
last
Paul
year.
Waring, as we talked about.
Do you
But
think,
the year
do you
before
think
with
Dan Brown's going to be doing book tours across the
Sammy
U.S.?
Bell. Independent bookstores in various locales. The year before we had Matthew Pavon,
Barbasol counts, right?
and Valimaki.
You know, the
Yeah.
ISCO and
Isco and Kuda.
Puerto
and-
Rico.
yeah. I'm going over.
It's a good group.
I think one between Penji and R&P. And Alex Noren counts for this. I'm
Yes.
definitely.
God, Alex
Good.
Noren's 12th in the world.
Yeah.
It's a good group.
I'm going over too.
Okay. I like it.
What did
Might
you
be-
do?
Maybe should be 1.5. I'm going over. I think like after last year's disaster, DP World Tour flexes again a little bit.
All right.
What else we got?
PGA Tour / major. So everything, not live. PGA Tour major. Playoff finishes 4.5. There were 7 last year.
Over.
Over. That seems over. I like it. PJ, do you have a guess?
I'll go under. I'll take 4.
You think
All
the
right.
regression monster's coming for playoff finishes?
I think the regression monster's coming.
Do you have the
I
Go
got
ahead,
Scotty Scheffler major championships 1.5.
Yeah.
under?
I'll also go under.
God, I didn't want to take over, but now you guys.
I
I
mean,
guess I'll go over. I didn't know
Which ones?
I was gonna bind myself into Scotty for 2 majors, but
the thing is, you're like, which ones? You just say like, well, all of them.
they all work.
Seems good. Works. Yeah. Works good at all.
and the Open's at the fairest venue, which is going to be good for him.
I had
What about Morikawa wins 0.5?
so many of these are just essentially 1.5 lines. Over. He gets back on the horse. The dog and his boots come out on the green. They accept the trophy. I think he's been so close for a long time. I think he's going to play a lot more.
I'll
Obviously-
go over. I'll go over. Too.
Yeah.
I'll go over.
The metrics are really good. He's not been a bad golfer. I know there's been a lot of tumult last year with his caddies and tiffs here and there, but like he's still among the best strokes gained approach players in the world.
All right, this one's a little more abstract. This is going based off of the guidelines that have already been announced and presented. So just will they hit their own guideline? U.S. Ryder Cup captain announced March 31st and a half.
So
They
what's
have-
the
They have
guideline?
said that they want it done by Q1 2026.
Over.
Over later than that.
There's no
Later.
way with the Sprague news.
Later in the year than that.
I'm also going over that. I don't think there's any chance it's the end of March.
God, what a mess. How did we get here? We need another task force. On PGA of America, Don Rea apologies, 0.5.
I had Don Ray a moment 2.5, counting the press conference as 1, and then will we get another 2?
Apologies.
I'll go over on both.
I mean, it could be anything. It could be like, they had to, there was a washout on a day at Ronimink, and they screwed up the ticketing policy. He's got to apologize. Could be anything, or it could be him being an idiot. But
All right, gentlemen, welcome to Congressional Country Club. Today, that persistent championship testing rain is settling in.
he does have a few less bites of the apple with no Ryder Cup there, but he'll find a way. I'm going over.
He might have less people at the table at the PGA. That was a 3-person table.
I mean, what if he just goes solo? He goes, Kerry, you sit this one out. Kerry Haig. I'm going up solo performance.
I'm going under on apologies. I think he's past the point of apologies. I think he's just going to eat it from now on.
I mean, that is a smart bet, PJ. I don't think he's apologizing for anyone.
I think he
might be I am who I am, and I need to apologize to no one stage of his life at this point.
Speaking of apologies, I had Wyndham Clark apologies a half. There were 3 last year, so
I think he's going to be on. He's going to mind his P's and Q's, though he does seem to dig in quite a bit. By evidence of the Oakmont situation seemingly unresolved still. I'm going to go under. I'm going to go no apologies. Keeps it clean this year.
I'll go under 2.
okay.
What are you doing, Peach?
I'll take the under.
How about this? Bennett Scheffler trophy appearances, 4.5.
So is this just Scotty wins?
And
Well, he
Bennett's
could not
there.
be there.
Or he's got to be there. Okay.
Bennett has to be there.
Under. So I need Scotty to win 5 times, and Bennett has to be there. He's there pretty much everyone I can recall.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe nursery school starting. He's getting up there now. He's moved out of the houseplant stage to now he's a human. So he might have nursery school. I'm going under.
I'm going
Under.
over.
Okay.
Going over.
Okay.
I'll
Andy?
go over on that.
What do we have for wins, Peach? What'd you set that one for?
I said 5.5 based on 6 last year and 7 the year before. If you'd like to make fun of us last year with the injury caveat, we set it 2.5. And Brendan took the under.
Scotty wins. He was Phil. You know what he was feeling? Phil. Him and Phil were in lockstep on Scotty last year.
He was hurt. Now, he almost cleared the over at majors alone, for God's sakes.
Next thing you know, Brendan's going to start peddling Sable Offshore.
Not doing that at all. While we're on the subject of semi-serious ones, Rory, majors 0.5.
That's why I had that too.
What do we think?
Well, now I feel bad that I locked Scotty into 2.
You're gonna have.
We have 3 of the 4 majors to serve it if I go over. I'll go over.
Do you want to assign it? Or you're just going over.
I say he does the Scotty block at Shinnecock.
That's exactly what I have. That's what I think.
So we're all going over. I was going to say Rodemick. Just goes lower than everybody else.
I'm going over. I do think I think he has like I think he has a U.S. Open sort of thing going on lately. I know that's not very articulated very well, but I think he rises to that challenge as we've seen since about 2022.
I think that hard.
consistency.
It's funny that Rory's career has shifted to where everybody said that a course had to be soft for him to win.
Yeah.
And I think in a way now the tougher and firmer a golf course is, the better chance he has to win.
Yeah, he had like an MC there in 2018, like totally irrelevant to me, right? Like that, none of that matter. I mean, and it's like, all right, it doesn't suit the biggest hitters in the world, doesn't matter to me right now with Rory, the Players Championship. What about wins? 3.5. Rory wins 3.5. He had 4 last year, I believe.
Does this
I will count
include DP World?
I will count that. I will count Middle East events. I will count, Irish Opens, those things. 3.5. I think he had 4 last year, not counting Ryder Cup.
I'll go over.
Said in Australia, he's just, kind of really focused on the majors. But it does seem like he also cares about running up the tab on his DP World Tour legacy and elsewhere.
I'll go under 3.5 worldwide. And yes, major. So that's one of my 3.
I think I'm going to go over on both. I think he's kind of flying free. What else do we have, Peach? What other ones you got?
I got one here.
What do you got?
All right, at Shinnecock specific.
Okay.
Rounds over 84.5, and we'll go 3.5.
Over, for sure.
I think definitely over.
Between qualifiers, yeah. Even if they,
you guys are both going over. I was gonna lower lower that to 2.5 because the last time it was there was 2 rounds over 85. I guess
I'm 92.
I'm looking at all. Yeah, I think 2 rounds were over 85.
There was a guy who shot 92, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you know who had one of the rounds over 85?
Who's that?
Hold on, let me get.
Are you sure you have the whole field, all 4 rounds?
I got the whole field.
No way. No way.
Michael Block shot 85.
At Shinnecock?
Second to last. Yeah. I think Philip Barbary, Scott Gregory went 92.75.
I knew there was a 92. I remember there being a 92.
85.78.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, those are the only rounds over. So I'm going under.
There had to be just...
Rory, did it go in?
There had to be dozens in like the 82 to 84 range.
Yeah.
Then.
I
Okay.
think like a fun one would be like 20.5 rounds over 80.
I will go. I'm still going over.
We'll go 24.5 rounds over 80. 24.5 rounds over 80 also.
It depends on, obviously.
I mean, there's a lot of rounds over 80 in 2018.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. It's going to be an awesome major. Very excited. That's number 1 for you this year, right? Looking out on the season.
Yeah,
ahead. The Masters is the Masters. Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know. It was one of the best U.S. Opens I've ever been to, and I don't even mean about the gameplay, the result. Just it was just pleasant, lovely. I'm excited to get back there. Peach, go ahead. I know you got like 30 of these.
Yeah, we don't have to do them all. Rico Hoey year-end FedEx Cup finish, 50.5. Does Rico Hoey make the BMW?
Under.
I was even going to get greedy and say East Lake, but I thought that might be a leg too far.
I'm going under. He makes it, as in he's better than top 50.
I would go East Lake. I'm
Yeah.
all
right,
I'm
so you
want to
go? You want to go 30.5?
That's a real question for me.
I'm going. I said in the newsletter I would go under 30.5. So I'm in.
Okay, I'll go somewhere in the BMW range. I'll go over for that one, but under for your first one.
All right.
What else?
Canadian President's Cup points 1.5. I almost truthfully went a half because I think there might be one guy. I think it might just be Corey Connors.
We could have a Bagel Boys situation like in Charlotte. Or how many guys did they bring? 2? Was it just 2? Pendy and Connors. They got bageled. 1.5. Ooh, I'm gonna go over. I'll be nice to our friends from the north.
Under.
Under. I'll go over, but I think it's going to be 2. I don't think it's going to be a lot. I don't think there's going to be a lot of Canadian guys. I think there might just be Corey Connors.
Yeah, there might be like an overcorrection this time because it felt like did they give Canadian spots last time because it was in Canada and all that. Mac Hughes, right?
Yeah. Taylor. I mean, Nick Taylor's a good player. He could.
Yeah, I agree.
He could make his way in. Pendy. I'm a little worried about Pendy.
You could call Connors almost a lock unless he.
You're a Pendy head.
I love Pendy. I'm a little worried. I'm a little fearful of what Pendy's got in store this year. Zach, best Champions Tour finish. Don't know how many starts he's going to have. Turns 50 part way through the season, so we got to wait. 3.5. Does he get a top 3 in whatever starts he plays?
He turns 50 when?
I believe in June. Let me double check that.
Okay. Yes, he does. Well, I'm going under. He makes it immediately.
Oh, February. Somebody else. Pat Perez
Oh.
is June, I think.
Yeah, I'm hammering that over.
Okay.
He's going to finish in the top 3. Yes.
All right,
Okay.
Peach,
Yep.
Cameron Young, OWGR 10.5.
I mean, I said the other day, I think by law, I have to take the under.
You gotta put your money where your mouth is.
I would take this. Like, I'm okay with this.
I'm going over.
I'm going under. I said the other day, go under. I think he plays a lot, plays well. How about Ludwig wins 1.5?
1.5. I had this at 0.5, so I'll
I
go
did
under.
too. I feel like we've been doing too many 0.5s, so I bumped it up just to push the envelope.
The more important thing to notice, he wins every day that he gets in his car.
Yes, he does.
True. Got those AI assists. He won Genesis last year and then kind of fell off a bit. You're going under 1.5.
I think he's going to win one time.
Trendy pick to win a major, as it seems to be every year the last 2 or 3 years. PJ?
I'll go under 1.5, but I do, gun to my head right now, I think that would be my Masters pick at this moment.
I'm going to include DP World Tour events on that too.
He doesn't play a lot.
No, he doesn't. What else do you have?
You going over?
Yeah, I am going to go over. It's just nobody's more comfortable than he is on the way to the course.
I have Cameron Smith, major made cuts, 1.5.
Went over 4.
I'd give him 1. Can he get 2? I don't know if I should even give him 1.
I mean, you can't say he goes over 4
No,
2 years in a row.
it would be
I'll
hard
go
to
under.
go over 4.
We'll go 1 for 4. I don't know. God, so hard to gauge like where the live guys are showing up the week of majors. I'll go under 1 for 4.
I'll go. I'll go under.
I'll go over. I'll give him 2.
PJ, do you have the preferred lies accounting from? I know that's been a frequent over under.
No,
times
we didn't
is it?
even do
Okay.
that one last
Okay,
year.
all right, never mind that.
How about Bryson over under top 10s in a major 1.5?
So I had this at 2.5. He's had 3 in the last 2 years.
Wait, 3 each of the last 2 years, or
Yes.
3?
3 each of the last 2
Oh,
years.
then let's go 2.5.
Under. So 2 out of 4 will get me the under. I'll do that.
I also will take 2 out of 4.
He seems to have cracked. I don't know. Seems to have cracked the code a little bit at the Open.
You know, I was
Master
thinking
for
about this
sure.
the other night. He at St. Andrews, he said, I asked him a question in press in like just a quick quotes area, like, are you playing, like, have you gotten to the level? He said he hadn't gotten to the level in 2022 of his 2017 or 2018 self. Part of me wonders if he ever looks at Scotty Scheffler, who doesn't have overwhelming distance, and think, wow, like, I wasn't that far away from what Scotty was. And if I would have just given the path I was on time, because he admitted that was the best golf he had ever played in 2022. And, I don't know if he's gotten back to that level. Obviously, he's added a major since then. But I think one of the fascinating, sliding doors is like, what if Bryson just is content with like the way he was built and went after golf? Because he might, like, to me, like, the alarming thing with majors, especially major 1 at this point, is the iron play. The iron play has been pretty bad. And
bad at Masters, Quail. Yeah.
you don't win majors without really precise iron play. unless you can, play wing foot the way he played wing foot.
Sure.
But his iron play was really good that week, but he was just, overpowered the course. And, I don't think, Open Championships to me almost are like, at this point, we're taking that out. Like when you're betting over 2.5, you're betting that he finishes in the top 10 of the Masters, the US Open, and the PGA almost.
I saw an interview recently where he was talking about how he beat Scotty in college. They're on like, I guess he's like 2 or 3 years older than Scotty. They're not exactly the same age, but beat him for I think it was NCAAs or the USAM, and just it's interesting. It's an interesting point you're making.
He was such a good all-around player when he came out. And I think he was long enough. If he had just become, such a, like just a machine with irons. I don't think he's ever gotten back the iron play he used to have.
You're talking about like someone who cannot sit still. Like he just cannot. Doesn't even matter about if it were distance or bulk. It would have been something else. From one length to this, it's like the opposite of like Scotty doesn't seem to have a lot of stuff pinging around in his head. He thinks deeply, but it's not a busy mind. I think Bryson's pretty busy, for better or worse. I'm not saying it's bad. Different brain. What else do we have? Any other over-unders, Peach?
We could do this just as the last one, just because mathematically speaking, we likely should get 3 of these in the year of 2026. Bears wins against the Green Bay Packers. 1.5.
You're such an asshole. We're going over. Can't believe you did this to me.
We should get 3. We get a bonus one. So 1.5 becomes an accurate number.
I don't have any choice but to go over.
Yeah. Well, you could go under. You win next week and go for 2. I don't know.
Could go under and hedge because I'm happy either way.
Yeah, with our make-believe game. There you go. It's a good one. Do I have to comment on this? I don't want to. I don't. I mean, I have no personal animus against the Bears. I have no animosity. I hope the best for them.
All right, that's fine. You don't have to comment. Just wanted to take Andy's pulse while we're here.
Who are you guys going to be rooting for on Saturday night?
The Bears. I think I like the beaten down fan base. The Packers have been fat and happy before. Let somebody else get a piece of the pie.
I'm rooting for Jordan Love. It does not mean I'm rooting for the Packers. It means I'm rooting for Jordan Love.
Why are you rooting for Jordan Love?
Because Andy thinks he sucks, and I can't take this slander anymore.
It all goes back to PJ's football corner that you made him write early in the year, where he said Jordan Love was the second coming of Jesus.
Well, I do have a lot of Packers Super Bowl bets that are live technically at the moment. So, I mean, they're not going to win the Super Bowl. I have no chance to win the Super Bowl. That's right.
Browns wins in 2026, 5.5.
Let's do this in September. Over. We're going to have John Harbaugh. We'll be cooking.
You guys, I can see Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel's going to be OC. He's already played. I think he's been on the Browns staff.
Everybody's been on the Browns staff. Johnny's quarterback's coach.
That's right. We didn't do it. Did we do anything about Rahm?
No.
Do we have any over-unders about Rahm? Do we think I had one
major top 10's 2.5?
I'll go over. I think he comes back in a big way at the majors.
I would take the under on 2.5.
I'll go over.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 top 10s. I wonder, like, I had one as like a joke about like LIV outbursts, like about LIV, like agitation. I think there's an undercurrent there where he might critique LIV more than once, whether it's backhanded or in very explicit manner. He's kind of Brooks isn't there anymore. I don't know. It's an interesting. He's got the Majesticks rebrand, and Cleeks have Victor Perez now, and then there's Rob. So, all right, I think that does it. Peach, any others you just have to get off your chest?
No.
Okay, we will not do golf advice. We have those holstered. Got plenty of those coming for next week. Everybody enjoy your weekends. It was great first week back for the shotgun start. Kapalua, we miss you. We would be getting Andy North on ESPN Plus right about now in his 41st year of broadcasting.
What do you think? What do you think Fat Perez is doing right now? Because he's not with Andy.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
I think Fat's doing well. I follow him on Instagram. It seems like
Fat's definitely doing well. It's just that was one of the moments of the year. Thank you, Fat. Kicked us off. Perfect.
We're only moments away from LeBron tweeting about him.
Looking forward to meeting Fat one day.
Yeah,
Sometimes you don't always get to meet your heroes. I feel like I'm going to meet him one day.
LeBron will be moving on to Fat Perez tweets and shares pretty soon. He's sharing the Bryan brothers again today, watching them on his laptop. He's a YouTube golfer. He's
locked in.
LeBron. All right, that does it for this Friday episode. Thank you for your continued support and patronage of the Shotgun Start. Look out for those tickets, February 12th. Tickets at 11 a.m. on sale Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, Friday, January 9th. Tickets on sale for the
That's 10 p.m. Central. You should
Chicago
probably say
show.
that's time zone that most people will be attending from.
That's fair.
That's pretty good. I didn't think of that.
I'd like to just exist in one time zone. Everybody else can adjust. But yes, where the location is and the ticket purchasers, unless you're getting a plane ticket as well, will be 10 Central on Friday. That's today, January 9th. Talk to you next Monday.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Bear down.
God bless you.
Good, bear, bear!